Hey y'all, how you doing? This is Bill, and I'm doing a recap of my strengths and weaknesses from a negotiations deal between Flying Eagle Campgrounds and Queenland's Barbecue Grills. We actually did a recording of our negotiation and went back and reviewed it to find our strengths and weaknesses. What we actually let out, the information that we gave the other party without even knowing. Now we're just going to recap on it. Number one, my weakness. I let the seller know that I was thinking of purchasing one of the 2,000 grills when my target was 2,000 units. This is probably a bad idea. Didn't know I was doing it until I went back and listened to the tape. This information, I'm pretty sure, changed what they were negotiating for. It gave them some leverage to increase the price of the sale of lower number units. Also, they had the advantage, and it allowed them to change their tactics right there on the spot. Let me play this voice clip for you, and you can see what I did. It's pretty short and sweet.
So you said you want to do 1,000, 2,000, so it looks like we could probably meet somewhere in the middle around that 2,000.
Yeah, see right there, I gave out 2,000 units, 1 to 2,000. 2,000 being my ultimate goal. Anyway, moving on to weakness number two. I'll just play the voice clip first real quick.
Yeah, so somewhere around there. I'd like to be around 350, but it depends on, if we buy enough of everything. We'll see what happens, though. We start out somewhere around, if we start around $400 for 1,000 units, that'd be pretty good.
Alright. And here it is again, weakness number two. I told them my price range I wanted to pay for the units. Revealing my target price and resistance point once again. This gave them another advantage that I don't want to give in the future. And next time, I will plan to start negotiations at a lower than targeted price, and hopefully this should allow the seller to think they are getting a good deal and getting over on me at the same time, and allowing me to get my target price or even a better deal. Weakness number three: poor planning. I didn't plan ahead on this here, so just think about it. If I would have been planning, I would have known what information to not give out. To not give them the advantage. So just think about it. You failed to plan, you plan to fail, just like Grandma always used to tell me. I didn't think strategically enough to put the ball in my court and keep it there. In the future, I will try and think it through from both sides, like a game of chess. Try to know what they're going to do before they do it. Try to know what they want better than they do. I mean, that's going to give you one of the biggest advantages of all. So just plan. Can't say it enough. Plan. Dig, call them up ahead of time and discuss it. I'm telling you, if you talk to them and try to be their friend or even make friends with them, they're going to give you information. Just try. Don't be scared to call them up and say, hey, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And take notes. You'll get information, I promise you. One of my strengths, before negotiations, I made contact to get a feel for what the price was they were willing to sell the grills for. Like I said before, we did touch base a week prior, and this did help us. Here, listen to this voice clip, and you'll see how it helped me.
How much were you wanting to, usually we do 500 for each unit.
In our last conversation, last week we was talking, you were saying somewhere around $400 piece.
Around 400?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
so somewhere around there. I'd like to be around 350, but it depends on, if we buy enough of them and everything. We'll see what happens, though.
Yeah. There you go. See what happens when you dig before you negotiate. Having that information allowed me to come back and use it against them, and allowed me to secure my target price of $400 each and hold them to it. One of my concessions were to give them a 30-day payment option, which, my company, we've been around over 20 years. We're pretty solid, financially well off. So I just kind of threw it in there for them to help them out a little bit, make them feel better about the deal. Strength number two, I could tell that they were negotiating for 3,000 units. Knowing this helped me to keep it down. Yeah, it helped me believe that 2,000 was probably their resistance point. Knowing this information is always going to be to your advantage. I figured they would settle somewhere around 2,000 with some concessions possibly. Who knows, I may have even got the deal without concessions. Just try to get that information. Try to be aware of what's going on around you. Here, I'll play this little clip for you.
I'm the marketing manager for Queensland Barbecues, and we do have the new grill that we brought to the market. It's a portable grill. It's weather durable. We're definitely looking to get rid of around 2,000 to 3,000 of them.
There it is, 2,000 to 3,000. He starts you off at 2,000. He's hoping to start negotiations at 2,000 and sell at 3,000. So just be aware of your numbers. Try to pay attention. I know I will be in the future. This was obviously a distributive deal. I tried to get as much as I possibly could out of it. I really didn't know that we could try an integrative deal and work things differently. I didn't know if it was a one-time deal or what. It wasn't in the instructions, but hey, it is what it is. Now I know that the sky's the limit on the different types of deals you can work up. There is a lot of value to be created for both firms if done correctly. I mean, don't underestimate the value and the possibilities of an integrative deal. I mean, you don't always have to be the one to walk away from a deal being the sole winner. You know, feel like you took every dollar they had out of their pocket. I mean, and that's hard for me to say because I've always been one to try to get as much as I can when bartering. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's just a natural characteristic of most people. So just be aware of it. Creating an integrative deal is it could be beneficial to both parties. Let me see here.
Work something more up in the future. We like you. They go over, well. I mean, it's possible next year we might buy a few more thousand. You know, we're always expanding. Our company's always buying additional campgrounds, so this might be something that could benefit both of us in the future. I mean, we could buy more grills if they go over real well.
All right, yeah, that sounds good to me. I think we came up with a fair deal.
There you go. And I was talking about, I was talking it up, trying to make a possible future relationship, just to keep the relationship alive for future networking. Never know when you're going to need them, or they're going to need you. One thing I didn't talk about in my negotiation was a BATNA, better alternative to negotiated agreement. You should always have one. You better have one. I mean, just in case things don't go well, you don't get what you want, and it don't go as planned. Always have one. And my BATNA in this, but I never used it, was to take the money instead of buying grills, which we already had on the campgrounds, and install swimming pools throughout the campgrounds. Always have a BATNA in case you can't work out a deal that fits your plans. Can't say it enough. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Hope this helped you as much as it helped me. Hopefully I'll get better at speaking on these videos. And yep, so y'all have a great day, and thank you very much. Bye.